Hi students, this video we are going to discuss about what is peptides. Peptide is the structural organization of protein is complex and is composed of alpha amino acids joined into chain by peptide bond. The product of condensation of amino acid is called a peptide. Protein is a complex structure formed by the polymerization, or we can say that it is a polymer of alpha amino acid. It is this alpha amino acid is joined together to a chain by peptide bonds. So we can say that the product of condensation of alpha amino acid is called peptide. That means there will be a CO-NH linkage that unites successive amino acid units in a peptide is called a peptide linkage or a peptide bond. So peptide linkage means it is nothing but an amide linkage formed between carboxyl group of an amino acid molecule, one amino acid molecule, and amine group of the another amino acid molecule with the elimination of a water molecule. So it is a condensed product of two different types of amino acid or two same type of amino acids. So there will be a elimination of water molecule from the COH group of one amino acid and NH2 group of another amino acid. That here you can see that from here this H2 is released and will form an CONH. And this is the peptide linkage, or we can say that it is an amide linkage. By convention, peptide and protein are written with the free amino acid group with the N-terminal amino acid on the left and free carboxyl group that with the C-terminal amino acid on the right. When the identities of these amino acids and their sequences in peptide are known, the symbol of amino acid written separated by hyphens. So how we are going to represent a protein or something, protein or peptide? For that we are written the free amino acid group, N-terminal amino acid on the left, and free carboxyl group with that is with the C-terminal amino acid on the right. So N-terminal amino acid, that means NH2 group, where the NH2 group are free, that is written in the left side, and the C-terminal, that is means the free carboxyl group of these amino acid, where there it is written on the right side. Then for knowing the identity of this amino acid, there and sequence, symbol of amino acid are written separated by hyphens. So we know that protein means the polymer of different amino acids. So in the left side we denote the amino acid which having free NH2 group, and the right side we denote the amino acid which having the free COH group. So in between different amino acids are written by the three letter and it is separated by a hyphen. In short, the first amino acid listed is the N-terminal amino acid and last one is the C-terminal amino acid. You can see that the one example here, one amino acid, glycine and alanine is together to form a peptide, that is glycyl alanine. So here you can see that glycine NH2 group is free and alanine COH group is free. So left side we are returning the free NH2 group amino acid, and right side is the COH free COH group. So it is represented as glycine hyphen alanine ALA. When the three amino acid condense, the product is called tripeptide. So it is an example for tripeptide: alanine unit, glycine unit, and phenylalanine unit. So it is represented as ALA hyphen glyce hyphen Fe. When 4 or 5, 6, etc. amino acid contents, the product are respectively called tetrapeptide, pentapeptide, hexapeptide, and so on. So what is polypeptide? Condensation product from a large number of amino acid molecules is referred to as polypeptide. Generally, the product of condensation of 10 or more amino acids are called polypeptide. Generally, if there is a lot of amino acid group, then amino acid molecule, then it is termed as a polypeptide. Usually, the 10 or more amino acids are there, then we can call it as a polypeptide. Proteins are a polypeptides of high molecular masses. So, representation of this polypeptide will be like this. NH, there will be a continuation. So, NH, there will be dotted and CO dotted. Just like a polymer, how we are representing. So, next is we are going to discuss about the protein. We also told that protein is a polypeptide of high molecular masses, and generally protein has 100 or more number of amino acid units. Molecular mass will be greater than 10,000 AMU. The protein hemoglobin, which functions as the oxygen carrier in blood, has 574 amino acid units. The protein hemoglobin is a protein. Its function as the oxygen carrier in blood, and it contains 574 alpha amino acid unit. But even polypeptide having lower number, less than 100 of alpha amino acid unit, may be classified as a protein if they have required well-defined conformation. So, like this type of polypeptide, example for this type of polypeptide is insulin. It contains only 51 amino acids unit. Next, we are going to discuss about the classification of protein. First, two types of classification is there. First one is the classification based on hydrolytic product or chemical composition. Second one is the classification based on molecular shape and solubility. So first we are going to discuss the classification based on hydrolytic products or chemical composition. There are three types of protein, that is simple protein. First one is simple protein. Simple protein means are those which upon hydrolysis yield only alpha amino acid. A simple protein is thus made up of only amino acid units. Example for this simple protein. Simple protein means it contain or it hydrolysis yield only amino acids. So example for this type of simple protein is the albumin in the white egg, keratin in hair, nails, etc. Next one is the conjugated protein. In conjugated protein, it on hydrolysis yield a non-protein portion in addition to alpha amino acid. So here we are going to discuss the classification of protein. First classification is based on hydrolytic product of chemical composition, that is in the proteins. First one is simple protein, second one is conjugated protein. In simple protein, it undergo hydrolysis yield only alpha amino acid. But in the case of conjugated protein, after this hydrolysis yield a non-protein portion also in addition to this alpha amino acid. A conjugated protein thus contains a non-protein bond to the protein portion. That non-protein portion is called as prosthetic group. Nucleoprotein is the example for this conjugated protein. Here the prosthetic group is nucleic acid. Nucleic acid is not a protein. So that nucleoprotein contain amino acid and also nucleic acid. So this nucleic acid is termed as a prosthetic group. That means the non-protein portion of this protein is termed as prosthetic group. Second example is glycoprotein. Prosthetic group is sugar. And lipoprotein, the prosthetic group is lipid. These are the examples for conjugated protein. And the last example means last type is derived protein. Derived protein means peptide fragment obtained by a partial or incomplete hydrolysis of simple or conjugated protein. Peptide fragments, it will hydrolysis will result a peptide fragment obtained by the partial or incomplete hydrolysis of simple or conjugated protein. Peptones, peptose, tritoses, etc. are the example for derived protein. It is the derived from the hydrolysis of partial or incomplete hydrolysis of a simple or conjugated protein. It means it is a peptide fragment that is derived from the hydrolysis of or partial hydrolysis or incomplete hydrolysis of simple or conjugated protein. So classification based on hydrolysis, three types of proteins are there: simple protein, conjugated protein, derived protein. Next classification is based on molecular shape and solubility. That are two types: fibrous protein and globular protein. Fibrous protein consists of a long helical thread-like polypeptide chains which lie side by side. That means as parallel, like they are arranged and are held together by hydrogen bond. Fibrous protein means there will be a long helical thread-like polypeptide. Then these polypeptide chains are arranged parallelly, and these polypeptide chains are held together by hydrogen bonds or disulfide bonds at many points to yield a fiber-like structure. Then we will get a fiber-like structure. They are generally insoluble in water. They are generally insoluble in water. Common examples are keratin in hair, skin, nails and wools, collagen in tendons, fibroin in silk, myosin in muscles are the example for fibrous protein. So next one is globular protein. Globular protein are those in which molecules are looped, twisted and folded together into a compact unit having a ball-like structure. So these polypeptide chains are looped, twisted and also folded together into a compact units having a ball-like structure is known as globular protein. They are generally soluble in water. Almost all enzymes are globular protein. All enzymes are globular. Almost all enzymes are example for globular protein. The other common examples are antibodies, hormones like insulin, albumins are the example for globular protein. Antibodies, hormones like insulins and albumins are the example for this globular proteins. In the next video, we are going to discuss about the characterization of protein by gel electrophoresis. Thank you.